Well, good morning. I decided to forego with the intro today and see how it goes. Something a bit different, something a bit new, something I've been learning. You guys know that I'm constantly on the lookout for new things. So if you can let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me, you guys know the drill. I know you're all used to hearing the little Fiberific music song before something starts, but I thought, let's see how it goes. Just so there's nothing at the start for people watching the replay. They just come in and off we go. Freaky Geek says, and I step away for 1 second and I'm late. Yes, you are. Only because I tried something different today, Freaky, and you did not get a heads up. I'm so sorry. So it's Thursday here, everybody, already. Shocking, I know. The weeks are just disappearing, right? You just blink, weeks are gone. At least that's how it's feeling for me. I've got like all these lists and these plans of all these things that I want to work on and get done and do and blah, 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 blah. And then you realize you turn around and you're like, oh my God, it's Friday. What happened? What happened to my week? And it's all different things. That's not necessarily bad stuff. It's just stuff. So yeah, Freaky says not only weeks, but months too. Yeah, it is August, people. It's August. I was walking around the shop. Jackie's asking if the sound is funny for anybody else. Let me know in the chat. I did move the microphone. Maybe it's moved too far back. So it is. It's a man. We were just walking around the grocery shops, and yesterday a man just comes up to me and goes, "Excuse me, is today Tuesday or Wednesday?" And I was like, "Oh, mate, it's Wednesday. Sorry." And he's like, "Oh, I don't even know what happened to Tuesday." So sound is fine for Josephine and for Kathy. Okay, cool. Sound is good here. Excellent. Maybe a little different, but the sound is fine. Okay. So does it sound like I'm too far away? Because I've realized I did push the mic quite a bit further back than I thought, and I didn't pull it back in before the stream started. I might just bring it just a little. Oh, it's in the shot now. That's bad. We don't want it in the shot. There we go. Okay. I hate it when I misplace my Tuesdays. Me too, John. Me too. For me, it's Wednesdays. I'll be doing stuff and I'll be like, oh, okay. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. So yeah, it's one of those things. Is the stream weirdly glitchy for anybody else? I'm just having a look at my monitor stream and it just looks a little glitchy. So it could just be me. It could just be that my poor computer is running too many things at once and it's sad. Okay. Game Widow says, I tend to lose Saturdays. Yeah. Yep. I tend to lose Saturdays. It's because I sleep in. I sleep Saturdays away. So that's kind of my own fault. It's kind of my own fault. Seems fine. Oh, good. It's just me. Excellent. Okay. I can live with that. I can totally live with it. So I'm a bit frazzled this morning. I was all like, oh, everything's going great, chilling, making tea. And then I changed the batteries in the fairy lights. And when they're in their glass jars, because I normally have them in a glass jar, they were like these blinding lights of like you could have brought in like planes onto the back of an aircraft carrier. They were so bright. So I had to like rerun the lighting quickly. And I warmed up the shack because it was so cold. And now I'm like too hot. So the aircon's off. It'll cool back down. I'll calm down. You guys know the deal. All right. We've got a question here in the chat from Laura. Chantelle, what spinning wheels do you own or recommend? Oh, Laura, I own quite a few spinning wheels. Some of them I love more than others. And spinning wheels are a very personal preference. So different people like different styles of spinning. But the wheels that I own is my Susie Pro here that you can see from Margicraft. I also have a Margicraft Little Gem. I have a Spinolution hopper. In all fairness, I have jerry-rigged that up. It doesn't spin yarn anymore. Now it twists the skeins. I have a Ertol electric. I have a Hitchhiker from the Merlin tree. I have one of those I have 2 of the minis from the electric minis. What's that guy's name? The electric eel wheels. And so I will definitely I'm running on my hotspot. Definitely recommend the Margecraft, hands down, no problems ever. And when an issue happened with the wheel, Margecraft were like that to fix it. Shipping parts out, getting on video calls, make sure you're happy and you're content. Their after-sales service is second to none, honestly. They are the Rolls-Royce of spinning wheels as far as I'm concerned, but they are their after-sales service is fantastic. The electric eel wheels, the versions that I've got are the older versions when he was still making them out of ply. Not a fan. I wouldn't recommend the ply ones. I've heard the plastic ones are really good. The next electric mini wheel I want to try is from Daedalus. I've been hearing some fantastic things about that. Anyway, sorry, I digress and go on. I love spinning wheels. So I hope that answers your question, Laura. Bob Curran is saying hello to everyone in Northwest Queensland. And so hi to everyone in Northwest Queensland. That's very specific locationering. I buffered for a second. Okay. My laptop is got a lot of fans going, which is why I was asking before. Not quite sure what we can do short of rebooting. Which funnily enough, we can actually do with the stream still going. So it just takes a while to reboot and get everything going. So if that's what we need to do, let me know. Ruth has said that I got my Snyder spindles and fluff now ready to learn to spin. Are you happy with them? They looked amazing. I loved your photo. John says, oh, was it Thursdays? I always think Monday time for a reread. You know, considering the number of wheels of rattling off, you don't actually spend that much time spinning. I don't, not really. A lot of them are small, like this one's my really big one here. And the little gem has actually got a fault with it. So I've actually got to send off a part to Margecraft for them to tap out and fix up for me. I tried to do it myself and it was sad. It's very bad. So I'm going to let them do it for me. They offered to do it for me. I'm like, no, I've got it. And I was like, no, I don't. So I need to ship that off. So that's on me. But that's in a little carry bag. And the other 2 basically fit in lunch boxes. The Ertol Electric, I'm actually going to clean up and sell. I've decided I don't want to keep that one anymore. Do I like the Margecraft Rose? For me, no. I don't. If I'm going to spend that money on the Margecrafts, I like the heavier wheels than the spoked wheels. But that's a personal preference. I know lots of people who love their roses. So they still use the same quality. They still use the same bobbins. All the drive bands are easily accessible. Like all that kind of stuff is really easy and good. I just personally don't like the aesthetic of it. But if that's what you like, then, you know, go for it. Jackie says their pre-sale service was pretty good too in my experience. Oh, that's good. That's awesome. Friday Ketchup says that the guy who's making the Daedalus is a complete legend. I have no idea who he is. I'm going to have to look it up. I've got a girlfriend who absolutely loves his wheels and she's like constantly talking them up. And considering that I'm literally going to have to bin to my electric eel wheels. So yeah, because they fell apart. They just literally fell apart and I've tried to put them back together and it just doesn't work. But in saying that, electric eel wheels now do 3D printed plastic wheels and they are apparently heaps better. So where are we here? Knitspin Girl says, I love my Margecraft Susie. I have other wheels, but I always find myself going with the Susie. Me too. In saying that, this project I started spinning after the Big Wool Show last year because it's the Beersheba fluff I bought from the Big Wool Show last year and it's still on the bobbin. I haven't finished. Speaking of the Big Wool Show, you guys, the Big Wool Show is happening again in like a few weeks. So it's the first weekend of September, that's Saturday and Sunday. It is the same sort of lineup as last year. We have condensed it down to 2 days instead of 4. It was probably a bit long at 4. So we're doing Saturday and Sunday. There's going to be live streaming running the entire, like through the weekend. So instead of 4 times 4-hour live streams. There's going to be 2 times 6-hour live streams. So there's going to be lots of stall holders and yarn crafters and dyers and all sorts of stuff coming in and having chats with us. Like if any of you were here for last year's, we actually got to go out onto the farms and they actually took their phones out and we met some of the sheep and things. It was so much fun. So make sure you're going and keeping an eye on the Big Wool Show website, bigwoolshow.com, thebigwoolshow.com. I didn't plan this and don't have any links, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how it goes. I Zoomed with him and his wife. Here we go. This is the guy from Deadless. I Zoomed with him and his wife in my Zoom group through lockdown last year. Oh, that's awesome. Sally's in here just briefly before she has to go out. Jackie's also in here briefly before she has to go out. Jackie had a rose and it was lovely that she picked up secondhand, but only replaced it because it got damaged when she moved. It didn't just get damaged, it got shattered. It was so devastating. His wife makes lovely fluffs. What's his wife's name? Like, do you know what her business is? All I know is that he makes these amazing little wheels, and I'm very interested. Kathy said that I loved listening to the interviews last time. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Kathleen Hanson's in the house. Hey, Kathleen, welcome to the chat. Laura says, I always love listening to the advice on the channel. I live in Dallas. Oh, that's awesome, Laura. Thank you for joining in. And Melissa is also here for a little while as well. There's lots of you are in and out. And you know what? I 100% understand. This is a 2-hour live stream. Like, while I'm here for 2 hours, you guys don't have to be, but I really appreciate it when you do and keep me company. But I also understand that you've got lives to live and you can't always do that. And that's why the replay is left up. Chaos Creator. I'm only here for a good time, not a long time. Oh my goodness. Hey, Crochet with Claire, welcome. She's just shared this on her chat on her channel. Hopefully it gets a few more people in to come and join the fun. That would be awesome. Jen Deal is here while working. Good on you, Jen. That's awesome. Oh, Freaky Geek in with his comments. Good job. So I have got sorry, I'm really thrown. My preview screen's really glitchy and it's kind of bugging me. So I'm just wondering if I can just minimize that down so I can't see it. I don't actually need to which is Chaos Creator says, did you open your parcel yet? No. So yesterday during our Zoomy chat, I received some mail and I opened up an envelope that said, surprise, happy birthday. Now, my birthday's not till tomorrow, and the girls in the Zoom are like, you can't open it till it's your birthday. And so I was just like, fine, and just sort of flung it to the chair. It landed gently and safely. But now they're on my case to open it. But you know what? It's not my birthday, and I don't open random parcels on live streams. So, it's not going to happen. I'll open it tomorrow. I might share a photo if you're lucky. Game Widow says, just did some retail therapy now to cut out bags. Awesome. Go for it, Game Widows. Game Widows is going to be part of the Big Wool Show as well. So if you can't find what you want on her Etsy store, can one of the mods toss in our link for Gamer Widows? Game Widows has got Advent calendars out for stitch markers and they look fantastic. So, yeah. See, the problem, I'm just looking at all these openings. The problem is I have no idea who the parcel came from. So I don't know if it's a trustworthy source. So, it could be anything. And we have a reminder here from the amazing and generous Natalie Power, who is also Tea for Talia, to remind everybody that we have got $2 off for each 80 to 100 gram bags of tea on teafortalia.net for Australian addresses. So you need to use the code Fiberific and you'll get $2 off each bag. That's such a good deal. I've got tea on the way. Speaking of tea, This is just for Kathy and for Nat. The tea arrived. I've got it. I've just got to post the order on. So yeah. But yeah, so the tea is amazing. I've currently today in my cup, I still don't have mint slice because I'm still waiting on it. I've got it's the French Earl Grey. I think it's the French Earl Grey. Melissa says it's a good parcel. It's safe to open. I don't know this, Melissa. I don't know who it's from. So, you know, we just have to wait and see. I could have opened it yesterday during Zoom because you guys would have understood if it was something inappropriate. But no, not today. So we'll just keep moving on. You don't know why, but you just keep sticking a H in there. In the T for Talia. No, look, I do it too. I do it all the time. It's insane. Melissa is saying, I'm telling you. But the parcel's inside. It's not even out here now. I didn't want it where I sit during the day tempting me, so I put it away inside. So sorry, Melissa. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, so that's the banner, and I'll pop that up. I'll pop that back up again a little bit later so that we can all, you know, look at it again. Yeah. All right. I'm working on my queen still. I've managed to get a bit more of the yellow done. I'm just going to drop down here. Oh, come on, camera. Seriously? This camera was perfect before the stream started. I'm very unimpressed with you right now, little camera. Let's see if I can fix it. Oh, I checked it. I double checked it. I triple checked it. Good morning, Gail Smith. Talia does have a H in it, but not T for Talia's Talia. So it just takes a little second for all these screens to come up. There we go. Let's see if we can fix this stupid. I don't know why it's doing that. It needs to be up more about. There we go. Apply. Okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but I'll do it. Look, one thing is I've got new nails and they are blue and they are upsetting all the cameras. So sorry, cameras. If I had known, I wouldn't have picked blue, even though it's sparkly and gorgeous and I love it. So anyway, sorry. Yeah, I know they're red, but would you prefer red or blue? Honestly, I definitely prefer the redder tinge, but I mean, I'm also quite warm, so I am a little pink today. So let me know in the chat what projects you're all working on right now. Let me look where I'm up to. Okay. What are the little sticker things? On what? 1, 2, blip. If I'm knitting, I'm not watching, so I'm not the one to ask. Fair enough. Fair enough. Jen is making a granny square poncho. Jen, you are prolific. You're always working on something different. Oh, Kim wants to know what are the sticker things on my nails. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but they're just little stamps, little butterflies. It's not going to focus because it's set to focus down here, but hang on. Let's see if we can. There you go. Little butterflies. Yeah, and you've got to cover your face because the camera automatically tries to focus on your face because it's got this amazing autofocus system. But yeah. No crochet, can't finish a project and don't want to start any, Kerry. We have all been there. We know how that feels. Oh, are you able to work on anything else? Like, are you doing something to keep your hands busy at least? It doesn't have to be craft, doesn't have to be crochet. Well, sorry, it doesn't have to be crochet, but, you know, is there something else you can be doing just to keep your brain moving? Oh, John slip stitching around the queen to start the double border. John, is it Jen who's made 3 of these already? Do you guys all go up the hook size? Like I've heard, like we know that Lisby had some problems with hers. Do you recommend just like going up 1 hook size, or do you reckon going up 2 hook sizes, or what do you reckon? That's for you, because you've got to do a slip stitch around through all of this so you can create that amazing border to hide all the ugly. Jen says, I do go up. Is that just one? Yeah, let me, still spinning 15 fleeces. Oh my God, still spinning as I have 15 fleeces to spin. Yep. Oh, it's raining for Ruth. I don't mind a bit of rain as long as it's not crazy amounts of rain. A test knit for a pattern not released. Okay, English. Holly says my nails look pretty. Thank you, Holly. Vampire is back to Catherine's wheel blanket for Artag's chair. Figure it has spent long enough in the naughty corner. Yep, sometimes it's just time to pull those projects out and work out if it's, do you know what, for me, sometimes it's like, yeah, nope, I'm never going to finish this and just frog it. But other times I'm like, oh, it's like the Queen. I pulled it out. It went into, it was in hibernation for like 6 or 8 months or something, probably longer. And I pulled it out and now I'm like going again and I'm loving it. I think I just got stuck on a color I didn't enjoy and was just like, yep. Which is awkward because I'm going to be doing all of these colors again. Like, so this is the second last color that I'm working on now. And then I moved to a, the last color, and then all these other colors repeat over again. So yeah. John says, if I go up a hook size, I won't be able to get into the stitches. Oh, that's right, because you're like vice grip stitching. Wow. Okay, cool. That's going to be interesting to see how you go working into those. Finished a beautiful wrap, but ran out of yarn and can't get more, so I frogged it, which was sad because the yarn was perfect for the pattern. Oh, Kelly, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Jackie says it was sideways. Oh, I'm not a fan of sideways rain. I don't like sideways rain. Jen says, for cotton, I went up 1 size, but for the acrylic, I went up 2 sizes. Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to go up a couple of sizes. What am I using? I'm using a 5 mil on a worsted weight yarn. And I'll totally be able to fit that in there or in the middle even, or wherever it is it's got to go, which I'm not 100% certain of. I just know it's got to go in there somewhere. But I'll definitely be able to fit it in there, no problems. So even if I go up to a 6 or a 7, although if I go up to a 6 in my clovers, I'm going to be using the plastics, and that's going to do my head in. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I just about put my hook down. What a numpty. Lots of side combos happening here. All righty, let's have a go here. Wouldn't it be like standard to the Fiberific course if I did not get this row finished during this live stream? And I can't just, because sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes after live stream finishes, I turn off the camera and then I sit here finishing my cup of tea, finishing the row. I'm like, no, I'm not doing anything else until this row is done. I can't believe I didn't get a single row done. So 1, 2, okay, so it's 3 in here. And then I'm sitting out here this morning because I've been working off the paper pattern, but I brought my iPad out and I realized I wasn't moving the counter up for the iPad. And it was just like, oh no, which row am I on that? So I had to work that out. I was only a couple of rows under where I thought I should have been. So that's something. But yeah. And thank you to all of you who jumped in and told me about your different iPad apps that you're using. Oh, and Sally for sending me a video in how to turn the notifications off my iPad. Oh my goodness, that was driving me insane. I've left it off now actually because I don't use my iPad for that kind of stuff usually. And it constantly bings on Facebook messages. So it's like, yeah, that's staying off. Chaos Creator says the 6 mil clover is still metal. Are you sure? Or is it must be the 6.5 or the 7 that's plastic. I thought the 6 mil was plastic. I don't have my hooks out here, but no, it's brown. You're right. It's it's metal. Sorry. It's in the tight. It's the tight on the current stitches. It's the ability to get into the slip stitches. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You want the slip stitches to be loose because you're going to have to work through both sides of them. So, Abby Olio. Oh, Abby, I left it inside. I'm sorry. Abby has started a new Instagram page, which I can't show you what she's making because I left them inside, but I'm gonna pay for that later. But it's Abby, beaded by Abby, beaded.by.abby. And so if you're interested in some little cute handmade beaded bracelets and what have you with your name, like she's got letters and stuff. So you can go and check that out. Sorry, Abs. Sorry. I'm so going to cop it later. John says, I binge watched Star Trek Lower Decks last night while slip stitching got about 3/4 of the way around. Did you binge watch season 2 or season 1? Because I've still got to watch season 2 yet. I've done season 1. Game Widows. Does anyone else have to go through their PayPal statement to work out what they've ordered? Maybe sometimes. So lots of people saying hello to Abby. That's awesome. Game Widow says, thought I is that ordered something, but actually just dreamt I did. I've definitely dreamt that I ordered something and thought that it went through and then wondered why the shipment never came and actually emailed the supplier to ask what kind of delays they were having right now. And they were like, oh, no, when you put your order in, it'll be fine. And I was like sitting there thinking, and it wasn't until that moment that I thought, hang on. And I went through my inbox and realized I hadn't ordered anything. I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't push it. It just sounded like a generic, like, hey, when orders go in, what kind of lead time are we looking at the moment? So it sounded like I was just requesting for a future order. John says, I only have, are they drip feeding season 2? I haven't even clicked into it to see. I just noticed it was there. So maybe they're drip feeding it. I hate it when they drip feed it. I'll wait until the whole thing's out and I'll just binge it. Freaky says, I just wait for things to show up at the post office to know what I've got. Oh, gosh. Hey, Nicholas. How are you? Welcome to the chat. So anyway, I better keep moving with what I'm doing, or I could just sit here all day just reading the chat because you guys are hilarious. So what have you all got planned for the weekend? Let me know in the chat so I can live vicariously through you all. Hey, Annette, welcome to the chat. Melissa's got a bail. That's all good, Melissa. We understand. Yeah, I ordered. That's what I thought you meant by there. Game Widows. Allegra. Hey, how are you going? It's been ages. Nick, I had a fair idea who you were. I had a fair idea. I remembered, and I'm over the press conference for today. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Oh, thank you, Chaos Creator. Here we go. There's a link in the chat if you want to go and join and have a look at Abby's beading adventures. Jen Deal is going to be going wine tasting with a co-worker. Wow, that sounds nice. Black Cat NZ says, yay, we're in lockdown for the weekend, so you get to join in live. Well, I mean, there's got to be perks, right? There's got to be some perks to being in lockdown. It's one of those things. Kim's going to go pew pew with the Fab Lab. Did you just write it like that just so I'd have to say it? Like, are you making more sheep? Don't call people Eshays, Abby. It's back to class time for apps. See you later, apps. Nat says nothing. They're in New South Wales lockdown, so there's stay-at-home orders. Fair enough. You got to do what you got to do. John, that's totally me. Kids are going to the brother's house 3 states away, so you get a free weekend, and I can do so much stuff, anything I want. So I'll probably sit on the couch and do nothing. Oh my goodness. Wow. I just need to look at something here. Just double check the chat. Hang on. I'm just seeing something here. Nick, thank you for the super sticker. You didn't need to do that, but I appreciate it all the same. So I had this chat closed because the monitoring was doing my head in. So I saw it come up in the other chat, but I had to double check what it was. It just got a weird notification. Carly says, I love your current project. Thank you. It's taken me a very long time because I spend a lot of time sitting here like this, chatting, doing nothing, doing none of the things. Molly says that I'm in the middle of the Coral story by Lila Bjorn. That sounds interesting. Dealing with extra teenagers on Saturday. They are cutting and dyeing my daughter's hair for her 16th. That should be fun. That should be fun. Allison says, stuck at home with lockdown. Sorry, Allison. Artzog says, more knitting, more gaming, more binge watching Supernatural. Where are you up to in Supernatural? I'm up to season 4 in my latest binge. So, yeah. Chaos Creator is going to be printing more sheep, but Pew Pew is the laser cutting. Oh, of course. Sorry, that does make sense. That really does. And I probably should have realized. At the Fab Lab, which is the state library in the city. Allegra says, wow, comments appear on the stream now. We'll have to talk less rubbish. I get to choose which comments appear on the stream. So, you know, the rubbish ones I do tend to put up just for funs. So, because you know what I'm like. It's all the fun. Kim, I think I got that one. I think I got that super chat. You're almost to the middle if you're doing the yellow net. Yeah. This is the second last color. So I'm up to row 81 of the second chart. So I do definitely feel like I'm nearly at a turning point, like literally. Allegra says, wow. Sorry. Oh, nice. Other WoW players. That's awesome. World of Warcraft, for those that aren't in the know. I'll probably do the usual knitting crochet. We're just going to call it crochet now. That's what we're calling it. And Stardew Valley. That's awesome. You sounds fun. Oh, you're about halfway through season 15. Yeah, I got some catching up to do. I'd sort of seen a few seasons and then lost track of it. And I hate it when I miss seasons. So I just stopped watching. And then it came up on one of my streaming services. So I've been like madly rewatching it from the start. Watching NRL all weekend. Better phone reception for John's coming up. That's awesome. Do you feel like it's almost time to stop? Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? I was sort of setting up, like last night, I was like planning what I was going to be doing today and things like that. And I was like, I wonder if you guys are getting bored of seeing me work on the Queen. Maybe I should start a new project. And I just sort of I just went, no, maybe I should just keep doing what I'm doing for a while, because the second I put it down and stop doing it for the stream, I will probably put it back into the corner of not to be seen again for 6 months. So you guys are kind of like my accountability buddies. So sorry if that's not your thing. But that's what's happening now. You guys are my Queen accountability buddies, because I really do want to finish it. And I think it's going to make an amazing blanket. It's enormous, but it's definitely it's definitely a big project. So I will take breaks and I will switch things around, but I'm going to try not to put this. What I'm going to do is when I'm not working on it, like say I'm going to stream and do some spinning or something like that, I'm going to put this on the couch behind us. So at the moment we've got the beautiful Charlotte stream, but I'll switch it up and put this one on the couch so that it's still around and it doesn't get hidden away and I can't see it. Chaos Creator just says your daughter just sent me a pic of her teacher watching your live stream. Oh dear. I don't even know what Abby's doing. I don't even know. John says do the first half as the Queen and the second half as the Montana. That's not a bad idea. Now I'm just going to do something here. I just need to raise the desk just a smidge. There we go. I was hitting something underneath with my knee and I just need to get it out of the way. So is that touching? That shouldn't be touching. That shouldn't be shaking. That's not touching the table. I don't understand how this one shakes. That is terrifying. Okay, I'm going to have to check something. Maybe it's not sitting properly on the floor and it's barely staying up. I mean, that happens. Beersheba Farms, welcome to the chat. Your blankie's looking amazing. It's getting there. It's definitely getting there. Wendy, have you booked in your live stream times for the Big Wool Show yet? Alison says that she's trying to finish her crocheted cowl while strongly fighting the urge to do some knitting. Yeah, it is definitely one of those things. Carly, is the halfway point in crochet similar to finishing sock 1 and dreading sock 2? No, not usually. It's more the fact that I don't finish anything. Like personally, I tend to, I'm a process crafter. I don't care whether I finish something or not, but Kim and a couple of the others are like on my case to finish things. You should, like, the number of whips I've got going it is insane. It's insane. But yeah, no. So the going joke is I won't get this finished ever. It's just going to get put away and I'll never ever finish it ever. No. Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll just lay it out for the stream when the door's closed and no one comes in, and then I'll bring it back to the table. So yeah. Now one thing I want to do, because it's that time of the day and I've got to stop holding the yarn. My hand's getting quite warm and I need a sip of my beverage, you know. So what I'm going to do, everybody, is I'm going to bring up our Patreon page and say a big thank you to our regular Patreon supporters who also come and visit us in the chat. We have a new patron today, Jen Deal. So thank you so much, Jen, for jumping in this week and becoming our newest patron. For those of you that don't know, these supporters here help to take the stress away from me, making sure that every month I can keep an eye on things like if a cord goes, I can replace it. We had a camera play up and I was able to replace it. I mean, that took some saving, but it happened. And, you know, if a light goes, it's not a total like, oh my gosh. So these guys every month help out by helping me create like a little pool of money to keep the live streams going. We've been able to upgrade cameras, upgrade audio, and things like that. So now we're working on some goals of a replacement hands down camera. So I'm just saving because, you know, we want a good camera for it. We don't want to just buy a dodge one. So thank you so much to everybody who is a Patreon. So I want to replace this webcam that does this shot with the same camera that does that shot because I love that camera. It's fantastic. And then what we'll do is we'll move this webcam because it's a really good webcam. I want to move it over to where this webcam is. Hello. Here is my big blanket of blanketness. It is 2.2 meters wide. Like, so it's longer than the table. So, oh, hello, that's not a good shot, the roll. We'll play with that angle. Don't want that ever showing up again. So yeah, so I'm just going to jump back to the chat. Yeah, see, Nat, how's your Batterbang going? Battenberg going. Moving on. Oh, Arsuk says we should cuff you to the table to make sure you finish. Oh, I would just sit here and die. That's what would happen. I'd just be like, nope, and die. Sally's off. Have an awesome week, Sally, and we'll catch you next time. So yeah. Freaky says, so you no longer have the lazy sleeper cam that used to be used for face cam. No, I use that for still photos now. So that means that this camera that's here never gets moved. It's there all week. I just turn it off and put a cover over it so it doesn't get dusty. And it stays there, and it doesn't have to worry about being reconnected, replugged in, any of that. Everything stays connected. I actually use this camera when I'm doing Zoom calls and all that sort of stuff as well, because it can just connect in. It's great. But no, I use the other camera for any of my still shots where my phone won't do, which, you know, the reality is phones are pretty good. But yeah, no, I use that one for other stuff now. Not so much video, because it turns off and it's so frustrating. You think you've got something and then you realize you don't. And then move that webcam to watch for parcel delivery, guys. I could totally do that, John. I could just poke it out this window and it would face the front gate. I'm not going to do that. But oh my gosh, that could happen. Oh wow, yeah. But we already had a parcel delivery arrive, but just before the stream. Welcome, Serendipity Bakery. For those that don't know Serendipity Bakery, we met sort of in another live stream. I was hanging out with Viper, who does like these really awesome tech channel and does heaps and heaps of stuff there. And we've been working on charity streams for Owen Video, who's this guy that just makes the YouTube educators just this tight-knit group of amazing people. And he's going through some serious medical issues, and it was a fundraising stream for him. And it's been running for like a week, off and on, moving from streamer to stream, like educator to educator. And Viper was part of that. And I jumped in to help Viper out. And, you know, chat and keep the conversation rolling, because he was planning a 6-hour stream. And that's a hard job to do by yourself. And he had lots of really great guests at the start, but as everyone gets a bit tired, they sort of peter out. It is definitely, it was definitely a fun occasion. We had many discussions. We one of the things that came up quite a lot was pineapple on pizza and Coke versus Pepsi. And it was surprising how anti-pineapple on pizza Viper is. So, you know, I couldn't help it. I had to keep pressing that button because that's me. Here we go. Serendipity says, you've been stream hopping, started on Vipers this evening. I'm going to miss Vipers. I'm going to have to watch it in the replay. Hey, Lisby, welcome to the chat. You were chatting to a human person? Oh, my gosh. I feel so second class now. I feel so, you know, thanks for coming. Oh, here we go. Here comes the Coke versus Pepsi. All right. Coke over Pepsi and pineapple on a pizza is a must. Absolutely. John, I don't understand what Mexican Coke is, so I can't answer that. And also, you're wrong. So, yeah. I'll just keep crocheting. I can feel the end of the row nearly here. Definitely pineapple on pizza. Actually, Shelly Saves posted this photo of her. She ordered pizza after, like, a couple of days after the stream or something. And it was this most amazing looking concoction. And I totally want to try and order it. But I'm going to have to see if I can order it at my local, because I don't think Domino's will do it justice. And it was pepperoni, pineapple, jalapeno, and I think it was ham. But anyway, I want to look at check what she ordered again and order it, because it looked amazing. Like, my mouth is watering now just remembering the photo. Okay. Comes in a glass bottle and is made with sugar, not HFCs. I don't know what that is. Freaky says that if I must have pop, it's root beer. I like root beer. Root beer is yummy. Ruth, you take that back. You take that back. Coke and pineapple on pizza. Holly, you're allowed to stay. Absolutely. Coke over Pepsi, and yes, Mexican Coke is awesome. It has no chemicals and real sugar cane in it. Well, so that's Australia. Coke has sugar cane in it. Oh, was it Canadian ham? I might be able to get Canadian ham because Australia. I don't know. Oh, yeah, we should totally do a poll. I wonder if I can do a poll. Hang on, we've got to see if my other screen's still, like, being naughty. Come on, screen. We've got this. You can do this. Pineapple. Viper didn't want to do a poll because he was afraid of the response. But let's show that us Aussies are made of staunchest stuff. Oh, hang on. I need a question mark. There we go. My brain wouldn't let me hit enter because I did an exclamation rather than a question mark. Sorry, everybody. Remind me to check that poll at the end because I'll forget. John says, oh, high fructose corn syrup. Okay, all right. Freaky, why not both? Like, just have both. Lisby says ours is made on cane sugar. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe, like, people are comparing American Pepsi to American Coke, and that's why they like the Pepsi. But in Australia, I'm thinking Australian Coke to Australian Pepsi, which Pepsi is like I said in the stream, it tastes like the river water downstream from a sewer plant that you stirred with a dead squirrel. So, yeah, maybe that's the difference. Maybe I'm comparing the tastes here versus the taste you guys have got over there. Coke over Pepsi, and we don't discuss the pineapple because Vampire is a tyrant. Vampire, which way do you go? Is it yes or no to pineapple? So, yeah. See, Allegra, I'm definitely probably more this, Coke or Pepsi, neither. And I explained that. I drink Coke twice a year, usually when I'm driving to Bendigo, one down and one back on day 2 of my driving because I'm a bit tired and I need that sugar boost, which is probably not the best way to do it, but that's how I do it. But I would never consider Pepsi for that job. Oh, yes, Sally. Yes, the barbecue chicken with pineapple. Oh, yes. That's my favorite pizza. My local pizza place does it. It's my favorite. I love it. Yeah, anchovies, another controversial one. I'm not a fan. I just find it salty and I don't like salt. So, yeah. Bishiva says most ham here is Canadian import, especially the supermarket and catering. I did not know that. Okay. Vampire's in. I'm not a tyrant. I just rule with an iron fist. Lisby says our local pizza joint does a fab meat eaters and I add pineapple to it. I think you've got to add pineapple to them all. Gosh. Beersheba says pineapple, yes. Mushrooms, yes. Anchovies, no. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm with you on that. When my dad comes over, we just buy a jar of anchovies, and you should see, because we'll order in the pizzas, because I can't even just pick the anchovy off. Like some people like, just pick it up. It is like, it's all you can taste. It's like furry salt. That's how it feels to me, is furry salt. Yeah. we totally railroad, like totally derailed this live stream. We did this to Vipers as well, so I suppose it's only fair that we do it here too. Game winner says anchovies fish, therefore no. Knit spin girl, I mainline coffee on long driving trips. I don't actually. I find that if I drink coffee, I get tired. So I have a coffee in the morning, just like usual. And I actually have soft drinks, which I don't drink a lot of. I'm more of a flavored milk kind of girl, so I'll have an iced coffee. Yeah. Allegra says, same, just not into it anymore. Used to have a lot of Coke, but not anymore. I did have a Diet Coke while working traffic control at a testing site a few weeks ago. Sometimes the odd one is just a little pickup that you need, and it also reminds you it's not your favorite. Okay, Lisby, this is everybody. We need to know if Lisby should order the farm advent calendar. I maybe will not tell my husband I'm doing this. I think that if it's something that you would use, that you should do it because it's such good value. But only, in my opinion, only you can really decide. But I think it's good value. Bish, very salt. Yes, yuck. It was good to see you, Serendipity Baker. I'll catch you next time. Have a good night. It feels weird, like, oh, I'm putting the kids to bed. Oh no, look at the time, and it's just like, really? But then I remember you're not from here. I had one a few years ago. It was delightful and packaged really well for long-term storage. Absolutely. Chaos Creator has an opinion on olives. I like olives. I don't like the olives that they use on pizzas, like the little rubber tires. I don't like those. Like, I like olives from the deli. I will eat them with a fork. Delicious. Don't like the olives that they put on pizzas. Alison Key says no to pineapple on pizza, no to Coke or Pepsi. Best pizza I've ever had was in New York, and it was a huge pepperoni with cheese one. Yes, I've never had New York pizza, but I would love to try a New York pepperoni pizza. I hear about it, I see it on TV, and I would love that. Kirby, it's been ages since I've seen you in the chat. Kirby also hates olives. Oh, wow. Enigmata, welcome to the chat. It's good to see you in here. Game Widow says, it's like my annual cherry pie. It reminds me of how much I don't like them. Yeah, oh, cherry ripe, not cherry pie. Sorry. Carly says, yes to olives. See, I'm yes to olives. And if I'm making my own pizza with my own olives, yes to olives. But I don't like the little black rubber rings that they put on at like Domino's. Lisby says, I had my annual Dagwood dog on Monday. Gosh, I love them. I don't like them. I saw a TikTok of someone making like mini ones out of like Cheerios. I thought that was pretty cool. I still wouldn't eat it, but I thought it was pretty cool. Enigmata says, by the way, I took your advice on the sweater. I did not have the drive to knit. I started over, did the short row shopping I wanted. There you go. Sometimes you've just got to change it up. Otherwise, you're not going to finish it. I know lots about not finishing things. Oops, I've missed something here. It's brilliant for postage and keeping things safe away from bugs. Oh, that's right, because you don't vacuum pack them anymore. That's right. Enigmata says, no pineapple on pizzas. It's just not right. The only fruit that belongs on pizzas is tomatoes. Oh, here we go. Molly says the best pizza that she ever had was a mushroom and cheese in Italy. I can imagine that would be an experience. Kind of like a New York pizza, like a different experience, but still an experience. Chaos Creator says, I know lots about shaking things up. Yeah, you do. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. All right, let me see if I can, like, because look, the end of the row is just here. It's like, hang on, there it is. It's just there. I've like got a few more repeats and I'm at the end of the row. Let me get to the end of the row. I'm just going to whinge. Is that whiny enough for you? Is that teenage whiny? Oh, Mom, let me get to the finish. 2 more minutes. Is mine the only daughter that tries to like extend everything by 2 more minutes? Come on, Mom, 2 minutes. Just give me 2 minutes. My video's only got 2 minutes left. That's what I cop. I'm like, I will take the SIM from your phone. We found that's the best threat for anything now. Enigmata, go, 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 go. I know. I'm just like, quick, get to the end before I slow down again. And I will confess, this row was half done before the stream even started. Actually, it wasn't half done, but it was started. It was definitely started. That's every kid, says Allison. I'm so glad. Lisby's just noticed I'm onto a new color. Yeah, I'm loving this yellow. It's so bright. We've got it a little toned down for the stream, but it's very, very bright. It's such a gorgeous color. I think I've got a photo of it over on Instagram. If not, I'll get one. I realized today I went to promo the live stream on the Fiberific business page and realized the last post was last week's live stream promo. So I felt a bit guilty and didn't actually promo it there because I was just like, I don't want this to be a place just for that. I want it to be a place for lots of things. I've got to just remember to post. I think about things. I think about posting, and then I don't post. We have a place here that does Napoli style pizza, the best pizza, wood oven charred sourdough crust. That sounds amazing. It's so epic. It is such an epic task. And it's very cheery. This is such a good color. I love it. As I tell my kid, it's a video. You can pause it. I know, I do too, but like the grief. Artag, lovely yellow yarn, the color of pineapple, perfect on pizza. Absolutely. I would like to try the ice cream from the Eka to find out why they're so popular, as I haven't been able to show for 40 years. Are you talking about the strawberry sundaes? Because I think it's like, I mean, for me, it's like every time I go to the Eka, I grab a strawberry sundae. I don't go to the Eka every year. I really can't handle the crowds, but there is something about the strawberry sundaes. Game Widow says, I live in an area of Italian immigrants. Pizza is very serious business. Look, and I understand that a traditional Italian pizza will not have pineapple. I get that. I totally understand. But if places are allowed to shove seafood on their pizza, or they put like egg and bacon on there, or they make like a tandoori pizza, not to say any of these pizzas are bad, but they're different. And they're a step, they're a play, the natural growth of like progression as different cuisines blend together. Why is pineapple such a no-no for some people? Like they're happy to eat pineapple, but they can't go on a pizza. Like weird. I'm knitting a cardigan for my daughter in that shade of yellow. She chose the yarn. It's her favorite color. It's such a good yellow. The camera's got it showing a little paler. It's quite bright. It's quite bright. Pineapple and ham on pizza, isn't that the Hawaiian pizza? In Australia, we actually call that a Hawaiian pizza. And it's just pineapple, ham, cheese, and red sauce. That's it. Knitspin Girl says eggs should never be on a pizza. I agree with you. I can't bring myself to eat it. I've seen it. Lots of places have it, but I can't eat it. But I see people order it and enjoy it. So I'm sorry, John. You're wrong. Warm pineapple is amazing. You should grill a pineapple ring on your barbecue or your griller or whatever you want to call it when you're making a burger and like char it, and you get that beautiful, like the sweet juices turn into like caramelization, and it's amazing. Nat says there's a place here that has a Sunday roast pizza with pumpkin, peas, and roast beef. I mean, I'm not a fan of peas. I don't like peas. And if I have peas, they have to be in their own pile, so they're not touching other things. That could just be me. There was a great pizza place in Christchurch where we visited a few years ago. Heaps of different yummy options. They call that an Aussie. How is an eggy pizza Australian? Really? That's an Aussie pizza? Yeah, freaky. Wait, hang on a second. Haven't you ever tried a baked ham with pineapple rings or cherries? See, I've never tried it, but I see photos of it all the time. And it says my mouth is drooling over the cooked pineapple now. Do you know what was really funny, right? Is after the live stream of Viper where we talked about all this before, the number of people that posted that they ordered pizza for dinner that night was hilarious. I was just like, dude, this should have totally been a sponsored spot. Get a commission from Domino's. Artsuk says all pizzas are valid. Pizza shaming is bad. And like that's the thing. Like I don't like egg on a pizza, but I can see people liking it. But I think you're wrong if you don't like pineapple on your pizza. Allison says the pineapple is awesome in the ice cream they do in Hawaii. I think it's called Pineapple Dole Whip. See, there's Dole Pineapple, which is a brand that you can even buy here in Australia. So I'm not, yeah, maybe I'm getting the two things confused. Freaky says my mum used to cook that every year. Aww. Never shame pizza, just eat it and enjoy it. Oh, goodness. That's so funny. What have I done wrong? Did I do a wrong thing or am I good? No, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm okay. I thought I made a mistake and I didn't. At the end of last week's live stream, when I'd taken the project inside, like, do you guys, you probably don't remember, but there was a point where I was just like, this feels weird. I can't keep track of the count. Hang on a second. And then I did something and then kept going. Well, the next row, I realized what the problem was and I actually had to pull back part of the previous row. So, because I stuffed it up. That's what happened. I stuffed it up. Jen says, when you have authentic pizza, all the chain places is disappointing. I agree. We've got a really great local pizza place. And Tim and I love their pizzas. That's what we would get all the time if we could. But Abby hates it. So she's like a Domino's girl. So sometimes we get pizza when Abby's not home. And we get the good. I'm like, I feel like pizza. And Tim looks at me and I'm like, the good pizza. And he's like, yeah, she's at work. Let's go. It's a big advantage of Abby working through dinner one night a week because we get to have whatever we want. So we can have, like, I make up this spicy soup. It's like a fake pho. And it's just garlic and ginger and premium vegetable stock. And then in a bowl, I place I like some fresh ramen noodles. And like I just rinse them. I don't cook them, but fresh ramen noodles and chopped up like greens like bok choy and fresh beans and things like that and place them in the bowl. And then after the soupy base starts boiling, I drop in some of those little mini dim sims. And so I'll put those, I go through and count them out so it's even, so there's no fights. And then I pour the broth over both bowls. And that's like my favorite cheetah dinner. And it's just so nice. It's so good. Hey, Teresa, welcome to the chat. Dole Pineapple is in the States too. Yeah, it's an imported one here. It's actually canned, not in Australia. So it's got to come from somewhere. John says, there's a Greek pizza place on the same block as my house. Greek is the worst pizza, but my kids love that place. They have bad taste in pizza. John, you're a bad dad, just like I'm a bad mom for letting my daughter eat Domino's. But sometimes any pizza is better than none. I like either bready crust like the Domino's or a cracker crust, but the Greek is this weird crunchy in between I can't stand. Fair enough. The soup sounds delicious. It is. It's really nice. Oh, I also like drop in chili because I make it spicy. So like chili. If I don't have fresh chilies, I just a couple of shakes of some dried chili. It's got to have the chili. Chili. The pineapple they do in the Brazilian restaurants where they coat the whole pineapple with butter and cinnamon and cook it on a rotisserie, then slice it off to serve. Oh my God, that sounds amazing. Is there anywhere in Australia that does that? I'm like, I want to go. That's where I want to go. Birthday lunch, that's where I want to go. Oh, Vampire won't let him have pizza for lunch. Soz. And soz Vampire for making it a topic. Oh, wow. I absolutely love that Brazilian, but like I don't even know where to go to get it. That sounds fantastic. I've never had the urge to try anchovies, but now after you describe them as being hairy, I will never try them. Oh my gosh. I like the gluten-free crust from Domino's. I don't normally do gluten-free things. No real reason. I'm not gluten intolerant, so I figure I'll just go with the gluten. And I think I'm that person that if you're at like somewhere where there's like a buffet or something and they've got things for like the special diets like gluten-free or dairy-free or nut-free or whatever, I don't touch them. Whereas I know some people like just grab a little bit of it because it's just part of the buffet and it looks nice and it's sometimes very different to what's available. But I've got this mind of I don't touch it because we've got all of this and they've got that. So let them have as much of that as they want because that's all they've got. Like, yeah, that's where my brain is anyway. Alison says we had it at a Brazilian restaurant in Sydney. I went to, I think it might have been a Brazilian restaurant near the airport in Sydney, but I didn't see any pineapple. If I had have, like, if they have that chain up here, I would be interested to check. Ruth says I love anchovies, but it's salty and not good for my blood pressure. Fair enough. Because they're also quite oily as well. There's a place in Melbourne, they have a band on Friday and Saturday nights, meat on swords, the works, very strong drinks. There's a Turkish place. I don't know if they still do this because it's been a long time since I went, but I know they're still there because I saw them the other week. At South Bank in Brisbane. And it's a Turkish place and they have like belly dancers and some guy walking around like just giving people nips of like, I don't know what it is. I declined because I didn't know what it was. But it's fantastic and it's just like, it's all like lots of, the food is amazing and the atmosphere is amazing. And there was a Greek place that I used to go to just over on the north side where after dinner, it was like it felt like a big family gathering, even though we were at our table and that, you know, everyone's at their own tables. At the end of the evening, everybody goes outside and they have all these sort of fakeish dinner plates that are made out of clay and you smash them. This is part of the fun. It was amazing. More for those sad souls who eat them. Okay. I went to a great one in Harvey Bay, but it's closed due to COVID. Oh. Beer Shiva wants pizza now. Where's my poll? It's like I need to change my poll. Who now wants pizza? I'm going to check the poll for our. If I'm going to give the poll 5 more minutes, so make sure you go and answer the poll and see, you know, if which way you go with the pizza. That's like this place that we went to, heaps of grilled meat on swords and pineapple was on the sword too. Oh my gosh, I want sword pineapple. For a new still not good at all spinner with the Beer Shiva Farm party mix, be a good mix. So Lisby is a beginner spinner and she's enjoying the process is where she's at. Beginner spinner enjoying the process. Gotta love that. Oops, I might just move my hands in a little because I want to finish the row. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to top up my tea because I've actually got tea to top up with. Kim sent me a message this morning like, have we got milk at your place? I'm like, yes, I bought some. It's all good. Because last week's live stream, I did not have enough milk. Sword pineapple is the best. Oops. Hang on. Beer Shiva feed the bummers. What? I don't understand. Okay. Gives a great, the party mix gives a great range of fleeces and prepared wools. If you want to stick to easy, then choose Castledale. I would 100% agree. Castledale's amazing. I need more tea, so I'm just going to bring us up to this. Hello. I've only got like a repeat and a half left to go of the row, but my tea's got cold, so I'm just topping it up with some hot tea. Because I've got my T2 thermos, not a sponsor. T2, hear that? Not a sponsor. There could be a sponsor open. Mind you, I'm currently sort of not quite, but half pie sponsored. Not so much sponsored as you guys have an amazing deal that you can have for your own tea from Tea for Talia. So while I was using a T2 thermos, in my thermos is Tea for Talia French Earl Grey. Now, my favorite tea for Talia is mint slice. I am out. There is an order on its way to me and I am dying for it. But you can get a code as well. Now, tea for Talia only ships within Australia, unfortunately. So I'm sorry for those of you that are not outside of Australia. If you have an Australian buddy, you might be able to get them to get it shipped to them and then on-ship it to you. But there's a $2 saving if you use the code word Fiberifians at checkout. So $2 per bag. So if you order 2 bags, it's $4. If you order 3 bags, it's $6, and on and on and on. I'm not doing any more math for you. Math is hard. Tea good. Tea good. Back to the commenties. Where are we up to? John says the Turkish drink. It was clear. That's all I can tell you. It was clear. Your hot tea is getting cold. My iced tea is getting warm. Gosh. Beersheba. Message from Ruth. She's trying Blueface Leicester. I don't mind Blueface Leicester. I love French Earl Grey from Annette. Me too. French Earl Grey was my favorite. I have a lot of different brands of French Earl Grey in my cupboard because it was legit my favorite until I started. I moved this under the camera. Such a pro. Such a pro. Yeah, I moved it under the camera and there was no camera to move it under. But yeah, so French Earl Grey was my total favorite. In commercial tea, I normally go the Lady Grey because the French Earl Grey commercial just feels that bit too bitter for me. And I'm a sook. I don't like the bitter tea. I like my tea to be smooth, not bitter. Okay, now to wait for the next. It's like, oi, somebody get my purse. Wow. Rocky is clear. If you add water, it turns milky. Okay, well, he was pouring something out of a big bottle into little glasses and just giving everybody the glasses. So Lisby says chai is my favorite. Yeah, I like a good chai, but I'm a bit old school with chai. And I actually like boil it in milk, or not quite boil it, but, you know, steep it in milk. It's actually the only one I add sugar to. So do you put milk in your French Earl Grey? Yes, I do. I do. Yes, I do. I know not everybody does, but yeah, I like milk in my tea. The only tea that doesn't get milk is like herbal teas. And then half the time I don't like to drink them because I don't have milk. And I like milk in my tea. Milky tea. So I'll put that code back up for everybody. And don't forget to use the code if you want to score your discount. Annette does not approve of me putting milk in my French Earl Grey. Oops. I mean, what can I say? Oops. Oh dear. Bob Curran likes Lady Grey. Yeah, if like we have the commercial tea that I have, Tim makes me a cup of tea every night, and that's the blue Lady Grey Twinings. Lisby says, I have a Turkish tea cooker thing for the stovetop. I use honey, not sugar and chai. There you go. I don't like honey in my tea. It tastes wrong to me. It makes milk taste weird to me for some reason. I don't like honey in milk. Personal preferences. Freaky says, when I was young, my mother said you can have milk or sugar in your tea, but you can't have both. So it's been black tea with one sugar for centuries. Oh. Bruce says, I don't put milk in any of my teas. I love Earl Grey. Mel says that she puts milk in her peppermint tea. Does it work? I always thought it would curdle for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know where that thought came from. Maybe my mum told me don't put milk in your herbal tea. Maybe I should try that. Oh, I might be back onto peppermint tea. Enigmata says that she prefers agave rather than honey. Lisby says, I don't like honey in tea generally either, and I only use the littlest amount in my chai. Okay. Guys, I'm up to the last repeat. So I need to look at the pattern that I can't show you for reasons. And I'll leave you with this message from John. So hang on, that's that. So that's 1, 2. Just like you guys know the drill. When I get to this last bit, I need to just focus for a second so I don't screw it up like I usually do. And we are done. Yes. But do you think I have scissors? The answer is no. Oh, it doesn't curdle the tea and it's great. I'm going to go and grab scissors, guys. I'll be back in a second. Scissors, scissors, scissors. Luckily, I knew where there was like 19 pairs. Long tail of doom. Bing. We finished a row. Yeah, bring it back to the start again. Yeah, French Earl Grey's got bergamot in it, I think, is the difference. I think that's the only difference. I don't know. I'm not a tea maker. I'm a tea drinker, and I'm not overly I'm not like a connoisseur of tea. I know what I like, but oops, I just about to push my iPad off the edge of the table. Good job, Chantelle. Well done. Little heart attack. Oh, my heart really did go pitter patter. I thought, yeah, just shove a new iPad onto the floor. Cool. Oh, no, that's not where I want that. I want it here. Where's the tail? Go do that. Bring that over. Hang on. You guys know that I struggle to talk while doing this maneuver. There we go. Isn't French with lavender and Earl Grey with bergamot? I don't know, but there's plenty of Frenches that I can drink because I don't have lavender in them because I'm allergic to lavender. There are also a few that I can't have because I've got lavender. And that's really trying to get me to drink the Earl Grey with no milk. I don't know if it's going to happen. Earl Grey hot. Yes, Picard, make it so. Lisby's got a message here for everybody. My brother and his girl loved their baby blanket. So those of you that don't know, Lisby made a version of this same blanket called the Queen using, instead of the purple, she had a variegated, like a soft rainbow, and did it on a cream background, and it looked amazing. There's photos over in the Fiberific Fun Zone. So if you're not a member over there, jump in, go and have a look and give it a big old thumbs up. It looks fantastic. And I'm so glad they love it. And I think they would be in butt faces if they didn't. Nat's jumped in with tea. Nat is a tea professional. People often ask me what my favorite tea is, and I tell them it's totally personal choice, just like how long to brew it for. Trial and error. There's no right or wrong. Awesome. Could you put the link up again? You keep missing. Oh, is that for the tea? Yes. Hang on a second. Here it is. Bam, there it is. teafatalia.net. Natalie Power, who's in the chat, this is her business. She makes beautiful tea and lots of different flavors and blends and mixes. And you don't need much of it to make a good, strong cup of tea, which I love because I don't like a weak tea. I'm that person, like I brew these for 5 minutes before I put the milk in. Like, it sounds silly. I like strong but milky. Does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense to anybody. They always assume that if you want a decent amount of milk, that you must want it like dirty dishwater. Like, no, leave the tea bag in longer. I don't know why my voice did that. No idea. No idea why. Where I'm up to in the chat. Let me have a look here. Holly says, happy to hear that, Lisby. It looked beautiful. It really did. Allegra says I should have a look at that site again. It was a little empty last time I looked. Yeah, I think she's just done a bit of an update in the last little bit of time. Lisby says, I wouldn't have even attempted the Queen if you guys hadn't have encouraged me. I'm so happy I did it. I'm happy you did it too. Hey, Kelly, we're tea sisters. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Allegra. Brewed for a long time because I want the flavors, but then I do want to add milk to it. You've been trying to get that is it not? Maybe I didn't put it in the description. Mel says she loves it. She brews for 6 minutes and lots of milk. Nice. And that's right. If you're going to go to Tea for Talia, you need to make sure you're using the code word Fiberifians. So that Nat knows to give you your so that Nat's website knows to give you the discount. Freaky, you should totally worry about that for sure. Yes. John says he doesn't put milk in, but tons of sugar. Allegra is asking Nat if she's going to be doing a tea advent calendar this year. I did one a couple of years ago and loved it. And Allegra did one last year and she loved it. I love them. I think they're great. I know they're a lot of work to do, but, you know, you'd have to let us know if you decide to do it because I think that there's a few of us who'd be interested. Yeah. Now, next row, I want to get it started. I want to get to the first point of whatchamacallit. That's that one. Then 3. 3, and then a doobie here. Get the doobies in just the right doover-lacking spot. That one goes there. And then that. Oops, come on. It's a bit wacky-do. Alrighty, we're up to the repeat. Wood. 2, 2. Okay. Earl Grey black, no sugar, except no substitutes. Oh no, except next time put the notebook on the top of the box because it didn't discover it. That's a clever idea, isn't it, to be able to write notes of which ones were your favorites and things like that. Kelly says an advent calendar would be a wonderful way to try all the teas. Yeah. Honestly, I'm good with most of the teas again, and I was thinking of giving a couple to some friends. That's the thing, Natalie. It doesn't matter if they're the same teas because those of us that got it like last time or the time before or whatever, it's been a year since we've had them unless we went out and bought 25 bags of tea. You know, but no, it wouldn't. I don't think it would ruin it because you may not have this, like me and Allegra, we've obviously bought them before, but there might be new people who've never had it before and it might be a perfect way for them to trial your tea. So it's up to you. It's you know, it's a lot of work, I know. But I think I'd be happy to have the same teas again. Because the other thing is you package them up in the numbers and stuff and we don't know which one we're going to open. It's still a surprise. Lisby's writing stuff in here. I'm not sure. That's going to keep us all posted. Have a think and decide if you want to do it. Oh, you want a wool calendar and a tea calendar? Yes, that sounds like a great idea. All right, I'm going to go and check our poll for the pineapple on the pizza. We're going to end that poll. Oh, from what I can see, 67% of you have said yes to pineapple on pizza. 32% of you are wrong. And there were 37 votes on the poll. So thank you for that, everybody. So that's awesome. Yeah. Advent calendars are a lot of work to do. They are. They really are. Like when someone decides as a business to do an advent calendar, the first time they do it, I don't think they realize what they've gotten themselves in for. But then after that, it's just like, oh, okay, I really have to decide. Oh, hang on. Oh no, it jumped. Okay. Okay. I'll bow down to the pressure. Keep an eye out. Ooh, that sounds promising. That sounds promising. 24 people in here are gross. 25 including me. A combined tea and wool calendar is a great idea. Oh, that would be cool. That can happen if you organize an advent swap amongst friends. I put tea bags in with my yarn, and some days got chocolate or other bits. Yeah, that's fun too. 67% are amazing. Oops. Yeah, that's a fun thing to do. I've never done it, but it sounds like a lot of fun. What if you only do pre-orders for calendars and make them from a limited edition? That's what she does. You've got to pre-order the calendar and then she'll ship it out in a couple of months. Well, where are we at now? September, August. Oh my God, my brain's already in September, you guys. Yeah, so I think sometimes she ships it out in like October or November. I'm not sure. We called it Joyuary. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, a lot of the advent calendars that go out are pre-order. So yeah, it makes sense from a business perspective because that way you're not having to make heaps. Like whereas like Gamer Widows, I think she's made hers up already, so that she knew what number she had. But they're going out in October. Because starting the year in January with no presents after opening presents all through December is tough. Yeah, absolutely. 67% Viva la pineapple. Yeah. If you want a yarn advent calendar, you need to be looking for them in like June. Yeah. I know there's some still around, so you might be able to get some tail end ones, but absolutely. They take a long time to put together. So yeah. More pineapple for Freaky. They're often sold out by the time you think about it in September, October. Yeah. You might be able to grab one now if you wanted. Like Beersheba's had her fleece one out for a month or so, I think. Hang on. Yeah. So yeah, you've just got to keep an eye out for them. And that's the thing, like you quite often don't think about it until you start thinking about Christmas. Oh yeah, I should get an advent calendar. And then by then it's too late. Like one year I went to get Abby an advent calendar, like just a dodgy chocolate ones from Woolies. And it was just like, oh yeah, Abby will want an advent calendar. 2 weeks before December at Woolies, they had none. I was just like, oh man, like seriously, you have to keep these suckers in the fridge because they'll melt. Because it's summer. And chocolate doesn't survive on the bench overnight. I don't know, Nat. I don't know. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up on that one. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. I think that's right. We'll soon find out. Do I make it to the end of the repeat with the right number of stitches? Allegra, oh, I've missed news. You have missed a little bit of news, Allegra. Due to health reasons and doctors being bossy, I'm basically having to step out of dyeing. So I've got a couple of things that I still got to get done. And I'll still be able to dye on occasion, but I'm no longer going to be able to dye large quantities every week or anything like that. It'd basically be a case of I have some creative idea, run out, dye 6 skeins, and that's about it. So I can't carry the pots anymore. I can't breathe enough to be over the steaming pots. My asthma's gotten worse. My lung capacity's gotten less. So yeah, it's not great. I'm not enjoying that news. That's not my favorite thing to have to think about, the things I can't do anymore. But, you know, there's worse positions to be in. So yeah, we'll just keep going. And the asthma meds that I'm on now make me lose my voice faster. And yeah, it's fantastic right now. I'm loving it. So I'm trying to do all the right things and do what they tell me to do. And hopefully things can improve. I probably won't be able to go back to dyeing, but I can probably improve like lung capacity and things like that with some more things, like some more, you know, continuing on with the regime that we've got going. So it's positive, but not positive. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. It's frustrating more than anything else. I hope you can get the health stuff sorted. Yeah, health stuff's annoying. Thank you, Artzog. But yeah, it's annoying and it's frustrating more than anything else. Luckily for me, the dyeing wasn't the biggest part of my business, which was good. It was my most creative outlet, which I miss, but it wasn't a huge part of my business. So that's a good thing at least. Oh, 1, 2, that. So this means the dye party for reaching the 500K is off. We're gonna, sorry, not 500K. It's 5,000. It's 5K, not 500K. I wish. It's probably postponed and indefinitely, which is upsetting for me. It was not my plan. But yeah, so I'm still working through some stuff. I don't want to cancel it like entirely until I'm 100% certain, because the other thing is I'll be able to dye a single skein or 2 skeins using food coloring in my kitchen. So it's a whole different scenario, which is what I keep telling myself, like, don't cancel it. But yeah, we'll see how we go. I hope you can get back to it for you if you want to. No need to commercialize or scale it. And that's where I'm at with it. I don't want to scale it now. Whereas that's what I was trying to do. I would dye like 6 to 10 skeins of each color at a time to try and, you know, keep the stock in the shop and things like that, and like make sweater quantities and all this sort of, and constantly bring out new colors. And it's hard work along with all the other stuff that I do here. John says the 5K dye party's postponed till 500K. That's some serious sub work we've got to do there, people. Yeah. Maybe we can do something else rather than a dye stream. Yeah, we could definitely play with ideas, and I'd love to hear any suggestions that you guys have. I really still want to do the dye stream though, is the problem. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So I've got appointments coming up where I can get a bit more information. So I don't want to rule anything out until after those. So yeah. What have I done here? Hang on. Oh yes, I did do something wrong, and I noticed it before I got too far. Woohoo! But yeah, like remembering, and this is the thing, like when you work your passion as your business, remembering that not everything has to be monetized or commercialized or made to scale. Sometimes you can do things for your personal enjoyment. And it was like how way back at the beginning of Fiberific, I decided I won't be selling my hand spun, so that whenever I'm sitting and spinning, it's for me. And I know I'm not selling that yarn now. I still Instagram when I'm, you know, or chucking it on Facebook or whatever. I still do that, but I'm not selling them. I sell the wheels, but that's it. I don't sell my my yarn. And it was like I gave away, for part of the charity stream that I did with Viper on the weekend, I gave away the blue beanie to one of the donors. So they had to make a donation, and we did the random StreamYard giveaway tool draw, and this guy's name came up. And I explained to him, I don't sell my finished items. So they are kept for me or my family or given away to friends, but I never sell them. And he was just like, whoa, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's the paintbrush doesn't really work on yarn. I mean, I like the idea, but and we're going to be using food coloring, and it's very different than the usual process. So I'm hoping it'll be enough. I came back from my team meeting to cake. What? I'm confused. We don't have cake. I want cake. Cake would be nice, but no. So we've got lots of video ideas coming. We've got a big week of filming happening next week. Some of it's for Big Wool Show, some of it's for Fiberific, some of it's for our new non-Fiberific YouTube venture that may or may not happen. I'm still like, what? But yeah, we're going to delve more into the digital with less physical, lung work, if that makes sense. Less physical lung work. That's our goal in life, isn't it? Goodness me. Sorry, I made a mistake. Yeah, everyone wants to know what cake, Jackie, what cake? Allegra says, I thought about setting up a small handmade store for your hand spun. Yeah. But I'm terribly bad at using myself. Yeah, I've got a huge crate of hand spun. Sometimes I'll gift it to somebody. I'm like, would you like some hand spun? Here you go. I think of it the same way as I do as my finished items. Ruth says, I'll have to hide the food coloring in the yarn to do it until then. Oh, Ruth, I'm so sorry. We'll definitely try and sort something out. Definitely. And also, don't forget, there is a video on the channel of speckle dyeing with food coloring. Abby and I did it together, and that will take you through all the steps. So if you want to have a go by yourself and show us the photos, like, please do, over in the Fiberific Fun Zone. It's a lot of fun, honestly. What did we use? We used some pipettes and some other bits and bobs that we had laying around. But it was just food coloring. Yeah, we had liquid food coloring for that particular video, just the Queen's, standard food coloring in the shopping center kind of thing. Annette said that we just did need to go dyeing at our club a couple of weeks ago, and it was fun. I'm sure it was heaps of fun. Lisby says, I'm not sure what to do next. Work is still a while away. Like, as in what project to do next, or what to do next, like, with your life, because it's such a big, like, thinking about where we're at and where we want to be and how do we get to where we want to be is such a huge, huge thought process. And it's sometimes really daunting and tricky. Yeah. Allegra says, I'll finish something and think, who can I give this to? Yeah, I'm the same. Caramel mud cake. It was a thank you for some work I did. Some might say a bribe. Bruce was saying, I'm thinking of hiding it so my daughter doesn't actually use the food coloring. What, for coloring food? Heaven forbid. What to do next with your life? Yeah, it is tough, and Allegra's in the same boat. Because, like, this is going to sound so weird. You get to a certain age in your life, and you do start to think about, okay, there's only this many more sort of working years left. What am I going to do? How am I going to keep things going? And it is tricky. It's a hard decision. And sometimes for me, when I'm thinking about the things that I've done historically going forward, I sometimes get a bit emotional over what I didn't get done and what I wanted to have done by now. And I have to remember that you cannot beat yourself up, because otherwise you don't grow and you don't move forward. So write a big list. This is what I do. massive list of things that you enjoy, things that you like to do work-wise, and also just things that you hate. And then have a good look at the list and work out what you can and can't go forward with from there. It may not help, but it might also just encourage you in the things that you've done in your life and the skills that you have that sometimes you don't realize you actually have until you sit down and list them out. So that's what I do anyway. So I'm gonna move on from that part. Yet another round done. I'll be glad when this blanket is done. I'm not liking the yarn using a bamboo acrylic blend, and it's fiddly not to split stitches. Oh, I hate that. That's annoying. Lisby has said, I'm pretty happy with my achievements today. I've loved my career. And your career's not over. It's just on a bit of a hiatus, right? A list of pros and cons of life choices. Yeah. So, but you don't want to dwell on the things you hated too much. You just want to make sure that you acknowledge that there are things that you would not like to do again. So, yeah. Oh, Lisby has purchased an advent calendar. Lisby, is that the fiber one? Is that the Beersheba advent calendar? Oh, so excited for you. Which one did you choose? You've got to give us more information. That Lisby says it's over according to the GP and the psych. But is that like your existing career or something that you could do moving forward? Like, you've got mad skills. Is there not something you could do from home using a computer? Mad skills. So it might be time for a career change, a career pivot. You got the 12 days of Castledale. Oh, I'm a bit jelly, actually. I'm a little bit jelly. Sometimes the changes happen abruptly and you have very few options. My broken arm killed my massage business and it took ages to come up with what I can do now. And it can do. And it can be demoralizing and stressful. Like thinking about what you can't do and what you had and that's gone now. And it's very hard to take that next step. I'm not a life coach in any shape, fashion, or form, and I've made all of the mistakes. But sometimes just assessing where you are helps you to move forward. Oh, Alison has ordered an advent as well, the party mix one. Gosh, you guys have got some serious fun coming your way. I'm like, have I finished my tea? No. Now, where am I up to? How is this looking? I really like this yellow. I like it a lot. Maybe actually what I might do is I might hold it up to this camera because it shows way better color. So let me do the thing. There we go. There you go. That's where look, I'll hold it back a little so you can see a few of the colors. But I can't see. There we go. I've got to be able to see. There. That yellow, it blends in so nicely with the reds and yeah, I like it. And then the next color is like it's an orangey color, but it's kind of between these two, which I originally held it up and I was like, oh, I'll put these in the wrong order. And then I realized, no, I haven't. I've done what I was supposed to do. But yeah, it's quite a bright yellow. Oh, Bub ordered the Duchess one. Oh, Duchess is divine as well. I'm a huge Castledale fan. But that Duchess is lovely. All right, back to the other camera angle. I'm very happy with how it's looking, Holly, and I think that's why I am in a doing it mode, because I'm so happy with the colors I'm working with. But it's gonna be big. It's so big, honestly. Hey Jenna, welcome to the chat. Yeah, it's definitely coming up beautiful. I love this pattern. I highly recommend it. Thanks, Vanfia. Looks comfy. Yeah, mine's got a bit more squish than yours, I think, John. Just different crochet methods. Different crochet methods is all. Alrighty, where am I up to? Done that and there. Okay. Hey, Elizabeth's in the chat lurking. Hey, Elizabeth. I was going to get the 12 days Castledale and then saw the full was the same price, so went for that. What's the full? I don't know what that is. I haven't seen that. I should probably go and check what the options are. I knew there was a few, but yeah. I don't know what the full is. Is Beersheba the full month? Is the full month like the same price, but you get smaller amounts of each individual package and then a big one? Is that how the full month works? I'm not sure. Whereas I think the 12 days is 100 grams for each of the days. I should read before I speak, though. No idea. So people lurking. Yeah, John says this thing is heavy. It's over 5 kilos. That's what, I don't even know. I can't even remember how much yarn I bought. I'd have to check the invoice. It's 2.5. I reckon I bought at least 3.5 kilos of yarn, though. Oh, Elizabeth says over 100 grams for 25 days. Nice. Wow. Okay. Franca, it's so late for you. Thank you for joining in again, but oh my goodness. Every time I see your face in the lives, I'm just like, oh my goodness, the time zones. Oh. But welcome. I hope you're feeling better. Freaky says, hello, lurking Elizabeth. John says 8.5 kilometers of yarn. I'll have to definitely have a look at the, I know that when I get the end of a color repeat, there's a bit of yarn left over. So I'd have to do some weighing and some jiggery pokery. But I know I bought like 2 balls of each color because I had to do 2 of each section in each color. Sorry, that yarn ball was stressing out the camera. So yeah, it was, I know I bought 2 of each of 13 colors plus like 15 balls of the purple or something. I can't remember. I'd have to look at the invoice. It's 2:48 a.m. for Franca. Oh my goodness. Allegra says each day for the 24 Advent is 50 grams. That's what I thought. I thought it was a bit less. Yeah. Leonie has just arrived. Welcome to the chat, Leonie. I've just been for a long walk and picked up coffee on the way home. That sounds nice. Yeah, I think the 24, 25 day one is a lesser amount of yarn each day. Fiber. It's fiber, not yarn. But yeah, it's still gorgeous though. You're not missing out. Goodness me. Hang on. I'm getting to the end of the repeat. And that goes there. And then we start the repeat again. Watching you crochet your blanket, I feel guilty. I was doing a baby one for my daughter's friend, but couldn't decide on colors. And my daughter said her friend was fussy, so I gave in. I hate making things for fussy people. I really do. And I definitely feel you. Maybe you could do one in colors you like, and if she doesn't like it, then you keep it as a knee rug for your lounge room. That's what I would do. Because that way you've gotten it done. Fussy person is fussy and they miss out, and you score a cool blanket for the couch. Working nights, Franca, or can't sleep because that's late. Insane. Oh, she can't sleep. Oh, goodness me. I've got there's some training I want to do. Except it's in the middle of the day in an American time zone. And that means it's going to start at like 2 a.m. and run till 5 a.m. And I'm like, do I really want to do this training? Do I want to do it that badly? And I'm just like, I cannot answer that question. I have opted in for now, but I can pull out at any time. But I'm just like, oh, this is so hard. It's so hard. Actually, do you know what? I should ask them if there's a replay available. There may not be because it's a live event. So sometimes the live events don't make a replay available because they want you there for that event. Okay. Jackie's just been on the website. Just looked at the site. It's 50 grams for the 25 days plus a special plus special for day 25 and 100 grams a day for the 12-day. And that's why they are a similar price. Okay. Cool. All right. Where am I at here? I am doing this one. I think I've got this repeat down pat fairly well. Fairly well. I wouldn't say it's perfect. Yeah, I definitely would consider the replay if there was a replay option available, because at that time, like if it started at 4 and went till 7, yeah, I could get up earlier. But it's starting at 2, I've got to go to bed and then wake up and then be awake for 3 hours. And then at 5 o'clock, I'm like, what am I doing now? Because I can't go back to sleep. Luckily, it's a Friday night. So it'll be leading into it's a Thursday. Oh, hang on a second. I thought it was a Friday night, so it was going to stuff up my Saturday. It could be a Friday, and then my Friday would be trashed. Oh, I don't like trashing days. Whoops, come back, little thing. You did the wrong stitch, you numpty. There we go. So what have you guys got planned for the week and the weekend and upcoming? Are you starting new projects, or what are you doing? John was feeling paranoid. I have to watch to see if you're making a mistake so I don't get yelled at again for missing it. Yeah. Seriously, John, where are you? It's too hard. I watch a Zoom art class and some start at 2 a.m. So those I watch the replays. Yeah, this particular one, it's got some pretty heavy hitting guest speakers for the industry. And I don't know if they're going to run a replay. I'll find out. I'll let you know in the fun zone. It's like, anyone who's wondering, you could join in the Wow Crochet Designs on Saturday. I could, but I think it's the Friday that I'm going to be destroyerating. We'll see. We'll see. what have I done? 1, 2, yes, that goes there. Yes, Chantelle, go with your gut. I bought a new lipstick, right? Oh, it's not a lipstick. It's a lip color pencil thing. Crayon, ink stayed pencil. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, the color name is Go With Your Gut. Is it Go With Your Gut? Hang on. Something like that. I've got to check now. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. I'm like, I love that color name. I have to have it just because I love the color name. And I like the color. It's like as nice and nude as I can get. My face doesn't suit nude makeup all that much. But I like, a little bit of something. So I feel like I've made an effort. Let's have a look here. You guys let me know what you're doing on the weekend. Game Widows is going to be making a video and some other bits for the Big Wolf show coming up because she's going to get those to the organizer. Molly is heading down the coast to South Australia. I'm assuming SA is South Australia. I could be wrong. That's a serious assumption. Whoops. Benfi is trying not to go broke. My youngest turns 16 and my eldest turns 21 on Saturday. Goodness me, it's a big month of birthdays. Ruth Young is going to be finishing up a blanket and starting a baby blanket. Awesome. Franca says she's a Melburnian. I'm going to assume you're talking about the Crochet Wow. Crochet Designs on Wow. Yeah, that is a serious list of things that you guys are getting done. I'm going to be making content, drinking coffee, making content. I believe I will not be cooking dinner tomorrow night because that's like my one rule for my birthday. I don't care what happens as long as I'm not cooking the meal. So yeah. But Abby's working, so I'll be able to have like spicy foods. So that'll be nice. Show us the color. Oh, here. So I wear a mix of the two. It's kind of, I'm wearing it now. I'll go big screen. Let's talk about the makeups that I'm wearing. Some of it's come off because my teacup. Okay, so it's sort of, it's a big lip crayon thing. Go the full beauty vlogger. Look at that. Oh, yes. And then I go over it with a Nude by Nature. What color are you? Color 3, whatever that is. Lip gloss. So, because this is matte and this is shiny, but I like how this feels. And I don't like how this feels very much, but I like the color. So I pair them together. And together, like with these colors combined, I like what I get. And it feels good. And they were cheap. That's the thing. They were cheap. I don't buy, I mean, I do buy some expensive makeup, like my moisturizers, my foundations, and the things that got to go under my skin. Like on my face. Like I don't wear foundation very often because I've got serious psoriasis. So those I'm fussy with, but when it comes to lipsticks and eyeshadows, not so much. Actually, look, here we go. This is my pre-stream makeup top-up basket. This is my latest eyeshadow palette that I'm loving. It's the Morphe Vintage Rose. Hopefully it doesn't dust everywhere. There you go. So it's all these pretty colors. So yeah, it's not too dear. That was on sale. I think I got it for like $15. So I'll have that. I'll have these. I got this on sale for like 12. This I got like a thing of like a whole pile of Nude by Nature other makeup, and they threw in a lip balm or lip gloss. I was like, thanks, I'll have that. Oh, freebies. So yeah, there you go. The Chantelle's, that's my touch-up makeup. I've got piles of it in the house. That's just what I have out here for, like, you know, being less hideous for Zoom calls and meetings and streams and what have you. All neutral colors. Yeah. I definitely like to go. I've got some fun, colorful palettes, but mostly eyeshadow. I've got a couple of brighter lipsticks, but not much brighter. I definitely prefer less. Less is more as far as I'm concerned. But then in saying that, I love watching those people who do like the full-on like transformation faces and where they have like amazing eyeshadows. I love watching them. I could never do it, but I love watching it. It's one of my guilty pleasures on YouTube. So John's going to be working on Bonnie Barker's Celtic Cable Throat. I nearly struggled with that one then for a second. I nearly couldn't get it out. And Ruth said that's her next one as well. Awesome. So yeah, you guys have got some cool stuff going. I'm trying not to plan too far ahead because I want to finish this one. And if I start thinking about the next thing, I was actually looking at knitting myself a really pretty t-shirt. So one of the designers that I love to pieces, I think her handle is Justina Knits with a Y instead of an I, like Justyna. She's got this amazing looking t-shirt that's just a straight t-shirt knitted, short sleeves, but the sleeve panel here is lacy. I don't know if that works for me, but I loved it on the model. It looked fantastic. John says transformation face. There's a TikTok I need to find and send you. There's a whole YouTube lady, like this video that I love where she talks about men don't like nostrils. I love it. It's fantastic. That's a good one. I'll find that one and send it to you, John. I'll have to check the post and make Artag a nice healthy salad for lunch. But he wants pizza. Have an awesome week, Memphia. He wants pineapple pizza. Yeah, it's 12 o'clock, you guys. I just looked at the time. So it has been so much fun hanging out with you all. And I also am going to bail. I have to go out this afternoon after live stream. So I'm going out somewhere fun. It'll be fun. I'm having lunch with some friends. So I will catch you all next week. I hope that you get your projects done and that you never run out of yarn for your yarn chicken race that you're about to have. So I hope that all goes well. And I will see you here next week. Bye. Oh, hang on. I forgot to bring up the thing. I need the thing. Here we go. End screen.